let's see. What else do we have today there, Seton?
I've been trying to come up with a list of Heisman favorites right now because it feels a little wide open.
Yeah.
But if the Heisman Trophy was awarded today, who wins? Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud, Tennessee quarterback Hendon Hooker, Michigan running back Blake Corum, or other?
I'm going to talk to Reese Davis about this coming up next hour. But you start to wonder, C.J. Stroud didn't look good. Who's going to have the biggest platform to have a game where they can win the Heisman? And that would be C.J. Stroud with Ohio State and Michigan. If they're both top 4 teams and he would happen to play well, then he would probably win the Heisman, I'm guessing. I don't know if Max Duggan can win it at TCU, but he would have to have a great game against Texas and I guess in the Big 12 title game. Yeah, Paul.
I think Hendon Hooker of Tennessee might not win it, probably won't win it, but I think his invite is set because of what he did for the program this year. It almost feels like Robert Griffin at Baylor that year. When he lifted Baylor up, you're going to the Heisman ceremony because of you rose Tennessee up. Hendon Hooker, I think's got the invite already.
Yeah, maybe. Well, they're running out of candidates right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gets invited. Does Bryce Young get invited? Does Caleb Williams get invited? Yeah, Marv.
This might be one of those years where there's only about 3 candidates that are invited to New York this year. It doesn't seem like there's anybody really running away with actually an invite.
No, and, you start the year. This is why when you have September, you have your September candidates and you go, Heisman Trophy candidate right there. Once you get to November, that's when you find out who really is a candidate. But you still have that moment. Everybody needs that moment. National stage. Like Doug Flutie, when he won at Boston College, he beat Miami. And it helped with Gerard Phelan on a Hail Mary pass. But he did it Thanksgiving weekend. And everybody got a chance to see that. You have these moments where Desmond Howard, you have these moments where you can almost remember where you were and you go, you just won the Heisman there. And that might be the case this year. You got the Heisman odds as of today. C.J. Stroud is your favorite. Then it's Hendon Hooker, Blake Corum, the running back at Michigan, Caleb Williams at USC, Bo Nix with the Ducks, Drake May, North Carolina Tar Heels, Stetson Bennett Jr. III, Georgia, Jaden Daniels, LSU, Bryce Young, Alabama, Max Duggan, the Texas Christian Horned Frogs quarterback. Now, let's let this scenario play out. Let's say Caleb Williams does well against Colorado this weekend, which everybody does well against Colorado.
You had 3 touchdowns.
Yes, I did. Yes, one was called back.
Yeah.
Then he's got UCLA, if they stay in the top 10. Got Notre Dame, national TV. And then you play in the Pac-12 title game against a top 10 Oregon team. Now I've got 2 top 10 teams. I'm going to be on national TV for 3 of those games. The Pac-12 title game, Notre Dame, and then UCLA, crosstown rival. Does Caleb Williams sneak in? And I don't want to say steal this because he was one of the favorites, but the fact that he dropped down and then would have that potential. And that's what you need. That's what you have to have. You have to have those standalone games where it's national TV and then people get to see you. As a voter, it's imperative that I'm watching other games, not just, hey, this team is on the national stage, let's watch this kid, and then judge him from there. You got to factor in all of these things. And I don't like to base it off one game, but it feels like in previous years voting for the Heisman, a standalone game, that can be the difference of winning the Heisman Trophy.